we are planning to do joint venture projects very soon. Because
That's
then now
very
informally, the Eastern Coast is booming, the tourism industry.
Right.
The investors are very happy to invest that area because then the coastal is like the paradise. Then Sri Lanka going to downfall.
Yeah.
It's totally affected from India as well.
Yes. Correct. As a brother.
If India is going down, it's totally affected for Sri Lanka.
Good morning, Mr. Dilugo.
Hi, good morning. Very good morning.
Very good morning. Yeah, it is very happy to see you and meet you through this Zoom meeting. And
yes.
I've been heard about you and your career in Sri Lanka. So welcome to our channel.
Yes, thank you very much for giving me opportunity for your YouTube channel.
Thank you very much. And I'm also very thankful to you for appointing me as a brand ambassador for your institution. It's very kind of you. And
yes, first time in India, then we appointed you as a brand ambassador of our fisheries ministry in Sri Lanka because then it's fruitful for bilaterally and yeah.
Right. Very kind of you. So I have been heard about your career and your what we can say that your business career and so many rewards from abroad other than Sri Lanka. So you've been studied so many research. Can you tell me about, for our viewers, can you tell me about your career?
Actually, then I first of all I want to tell about my life, my story. Actually, then I am from Gaul, it's down south of Sri Lanka. It's a very nice town and fisheries city, down part of Sri Lanka. It's then I think most of Indian know about the Gaul. It's because very tourism attractive city, and it's Portuguese and Dutch and English colony. In that time, the first time Portuguese people came to Gaul. Then they came 1505. And then I studied the missionary English college, Richmond College. And
can you tell me once again? Can you tell me once again about your city name? The name of the city where you brought out?
Gaul.
Gaul.
G-A-L-L-E. Gaul. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you can search via Google and you can get more detail about the Gaul.
Right.
The Gaul is what a fantastic city actually in Sri Lanka.
Right.
And then after I studied the basic study in the Richmond College. It's actually a missionary in the UK school in Gaul, and now it's government school. Then after that, then I studied Jawaharlal University in Sri Lanka.
Right.
The basic degree, the journalism, and then I done my master in Australia, the Monash University, International Relation and Trade.
Right.
And I finished my PhD, the University of Jawaharlal and the USA University, the collaboration project about the maritime seafood.
Nice.
Yes, and I worked many places, the government sector, the Ministry of Journal, Media, Labor, Justice, Presidential Secretariat, and after then I started my diplomatic career from Australia, the Melbourne as a consul and the trade counselor for Beijing in China. Then after that, I served the Ministry of Agriculture as a senior consultant. Then I appointed as a senior corporation chairman and managing director.
Right. Very nice to hear this whole as a youngster, as a young generation. It's a dynamic personality. It is very nice to listen all your rewards and awards. Right. And can you tell me specifically about your INOR Foundation? INOR, right? Your institution name is INOR, right? Is it an NGO or a government organization?
CEYNOR, CEYNOR.
Okay, DINOR. How it is? What is the activities of that is your association?
Actually, it's then since 1967 we have a long history about this organization. This
Okay.
organization established 1967
Okay.
under Norwegian fund,
Okay.
Norwegian government fund.
Right.
That's why then this institute called CNOR. C mean in that time Sri Lanka people call as a Ceylon.
Sinor.
Ceylon.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Ceylon. Ceylon.
Right. Sinor.
That's why CEY is Ceylon.
Ceylon. Ceylon.
Ceylon.
Okay.
CEY Ceylon.
Right. Right. Right.
No mean Norway.
Okay.
No means
Sinor.
no Norway.
So the
Yes.
Sinor stands for Ceylon and Norway.
Ceylon and Norway the friendship. Yes.
Right. 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 Right.
Because then the Norway, why they established the boat manufacturing and their technical organization Sri Lanka, because as you know, then Europe countries they are facing more than 6 months winter,
Right.
heavy winter.
Right.
Then in that period they can't do anything, the fiberglass or any industries there.
Right.
Then and as you know, labor market also, labor wages also very high, the
Right.
Europe market. Yeah.
Okay.
Then both reason I think affected for they establish this organization in Sri Lanka,
Okay.
because they want build a boat and the fisheries equipment from Sri Lanka to sending to Europe. This is a
Okay.
basic concern, I think they believe.
Okay.
Then after that, the government is captured this organization 1970, because in that period the government need one technical organization for the fisheries industry, because then because the technology also increased quick increase and boomed in that time after industrial revolution happened in Europe.
Right.
Then the government captured this organization, because then for the uh, for the then they thought to serve our fisheries community.
Okay.
Then from 1972, then we are running this organization as a government organization,
Right.
fully government organization under Ministry of Fisheries.
Okay.
And till now, then we are good.
Right. 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 Very nice to hear all your history of the institution. And what are the projects going on in Sri Lanka to construct the boat and any other activities?
Yes, then actually, well, we are the one who leading boat manufacturer Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Then we have ISO 9001
Okay.
and Royal Cart boat license also from UK. And
Okay.
we are maintaining ISO standard and Europe standard, because then, as I mentioned, then we established under Norwegian guidelines.
Okay.
Then not only the boat building, we are the one who regulating the fisheries equipment and boat sector. Then the quality controlling everything under our institute.
Okay.
Then and we are running the very huge boat yard, two boat yards. One is Harenagar. It's very close to India, actually north
Okay.
part of Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Then the huge island. Then half of island is our dockyard and boat yard.
Oh.
Actually, very glad to tell you. Then India government arranged grant last year,
Okay.
1.6 billion rupees.
Okay.
Then then we are going to upgrade that boatyard under Indian funds. Then because then Indian government analyzed then what benefit from that boatyard for India as well, because then very close to Tamil Nadu, and then we can produce some boats, and we can share that technology, and we can do some joint venture project with Tamil Nadu government, and lot of project. I met Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Mr. Stalin,
Oh.
I think 6 months ago with my fisheries minister.
Okay.
It's very fruitful meeting. We had a very good meeting. Then
Okay.
he also promised, then once finished the upgrade that boatyard, then we are planning to do joint venture projects very soon.
Also, very nice to hear this because you met our chief minister. And can you tell me how far it is your boatyard and Indian boundary?
Yeah, actually only 32 kilometers from India.
Oh, that means from Rameswaram or any other port? Can you identify any port, any other city nearby your boat?
Close to Toothukudi.
Thoothukudi, right. That is
Yeah,
only 32 kilometers away from Thoothukudi, right? The
Toothukudi,
32
yes,
nautical
yes.
miles.
Yeah, then not only boat manufacturing, because then lot of Indian vessels comes to the high sea. They are passing our sea of Sri Lanka. They are
Okay.
passing sea of Sri Lanka, but sometimes they are facing some natural troubles and boat some technical faults and things. Then we can. If we have some corporate agreement with the government to government, then
Okay.
we can save and we can give service to them.
It is very nice to listen, Mr. Diluga, because see, our Indian fishermen, especially the Tamil Nadu coastal area, they are facing lots of issues due to wind and the this one
Yes. Yeah,
water
hurricanes.
pollution.
Some hurricanes comes that Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal is quickly changing weather.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
yeah. Then that's why then sometime then they are passing Sea of Sri Lanka to go to the Maldivian Ocean or
Yeah,
Malacca Ocean,
right,
or
right.
passing a lot of area, because high sea is far from I think more than 600 kilometers from Tamil Nadu. Then
Uh-huh.
they need to cross our Sea of Sri Lanka, I think more than 500 kilometers.
Okay,
Then
right, 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 right.
yeah. Then
Okay.
if they are going to Persian Sea, it's a Persian Bay. I
Okay.
think more than 300, 350. They need to pass Sea of Sri Lanka. This
Okay.
is a very geologically very important place,
Okay.
and Chinese government also very attractive location. They are also trying to catch as a geopolitically they
Great,
are
great,
trying
great,
to
great.
catch. But we have a good rapport with India. Then that's what we are collaborating with Indian government projects.
Very nice to hear, Mr. Dilunga. And one more thing, uh, your institution ever sent to the proposal to Indian government or Tamil Nadu government? So we are situated on boatyard and we can do the repair works and whatever the service.
They knew already.
They already sent.
Yeah, no, they knew already, and that's why Indian government already granted 300, sorry, 1.5 billion for the upgrade.
Okay.
Because then why they spend Indian people funds for our boatyard? Because they need to get a service,
Yes,
not only Sri Lankan fishermen, for their fishermen as well.
okay, that is a water flow problems. I hope you understand as a maritime institution. There is a water flow of water in Bay of Bengal. Sometimes it changes, right? The flow
Uh,
from
I,
west to
I couldn't get that.
no. In normally at sea, mid sea, the flow of water sometimes it changes the direction, and that time wind and water flow. That time by chance, by mistake, the boats are came to the border of Sri Lanka and they get the damaged at the time of water flow. You know the water flow of the sea.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, yeah.
because
The current,
sometimes it's
water current.
yeah, yes, yes. There's sometimes the wind, the natural sources.
You
Sometimes
you
it
mean
brings
water current? No, the current waves.
yeah, yes. So sometimes it leads to the boat had some damage at the Bay of Bengal, and that time you can rescue the boat and do the
Yeah,
service.
we have a Coast Guard department, and we have a good rapport with the Navy and Coast Guard department.
Okay,
Then that's what we need to set up the joint cooperation, because the same problem we are facing. Our fishermen also facing
okay,
same problem.
okay.
Then
Similar
that
business.
yeah. Then this is a mutually benefit. Actually,
Ah,
then if Sri Lankan port facing sometime with they're very close to the Chennai coastal area.
Right.
Some suburbs, then the Tamil Nadu government helping our fishermen as well. Because we have to face this problem as the region. Otherwise, as one country can't get a solution.
Okay.
Then in India, we are treating Sri Lanka treating to India as our elder brother.
Yes.
Then
Right. You are correct.
then any crisis time, any problem time, then Indian government is helping and
Right.
then hand to hand.
Right. It is our brotherhood country, you can say.
Yes.
Not only neighbor country, it's a brotherhood country. I
Yes,
hope.
religious wise, culture wise, and ethnic wise, then because in many ways we have blended with India.
I understand. It is very happy to hear that the next generation of Sri Lanka as a brotherhood country times with India. It is very good signs to in future. And I wish to ask you one more question. That is, what do we expect from Indian fisheries? If any Indian fisheries is ready to build a boat or vessel, what kind of business opportunity you are expecting from Indian fisheries?
Actually, then we have a good opportunity. Actually, then our geological place is very important. I think it's very important for India as well.
Okay.
Because then India is now upcoming world #1 economy.
Yes.
And at the moment also #1 population.
Yes.
Then whether we like or not, we have to believe India is now #1 power in this region.
Yes, correct.
And other thing, otherwise, then India India has biggest problem. Then they have a big gap with international shipping route. It's mean a hydrography line.
Right.
Yeah. Then that's what India need Sri Lankan water, Sri Lankan Sea of Sri Lanka for their research and their maritime industry, build up the maritime industry, fisheries, and as well as trade. Because then anyhow, Indian, if someone need to go to India via Indian Ocean, but they do pass it in Sri Lanka, Sea of Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it's a Sri Lanka is a gateway for international.
Yeah, Sri Lanka is a gateway, and Sri Lanka is the #1 corridor for Indo-Pacific Ocean.
Right.
Then it means India needs Sri Lankan support and Sri Lanka needs Indian support as well. Because then you have power, we have a good location.
Yes. Exact word. India has power and you are the good location. And what is the business opportunities? How is your country? Because what is the investment climate is going on? Because every investors from India, they have doubt on the, don't mistake me, they have the doubts on their mind. What is what is going on in Sri Lanka? It's any political stability or integration of the people? These all questions in investors' mind.
No, well, actually, then it's not actually the big problem. My opinion, my suggestion is it's not the huge the problem for investment opportunities.
Right.
Because then 1992, I think Honorable Narasimha Rao's time, Prime Minister Narasimha Rao's time, India also facing same issue. But in that time, India issue is very big compared with our situation. Because in Sri Lanka economy is like you are then one state economy. Like Tamil Nadu budget is more than Sri Lanka budget. The Kerala budget is more than Sri Lanka budget. Then Sri Lanka is very small economy, but as I mentioned earlier, then the Sri Lanka location, geologically location is very important for not only India, for everywhere in the world. Then because then the crisis time, then we are basically we are main income is tourism and fisheries and the exporting the tea, rubber and coconut and
Right.
apparel.
Right.
Then we don't have a much more natural resources like India.
Right.
You have iron, you have petroleum, you have natural gases and everything. But we are island.
Right.
We don't have anything. Then islanders then thoroughly whether we like or not, we have to understand our situation.
Right.
Then our economy is not big, and our then GDP is not big. We are islanders. Then the Singapore also can face the same situation in future, because then their economy also very small compared with your economy or the US or China economy.
Right.
But they are geologically good important place and they very established.
Right.
But Sri Lanka are not established. We are not market our potentials.
Right.
And then we faced the crisis, the corona after corona pandemic situation, and we faced the crisis because the tourism stopped, the fisheries stopped. Then first time in history, then we faced pandemic ever history. Then we don't have experience. I'm glad to then blame. I'm glad to tell you. Then we need to blame our politician and government as well, because then they don't have experience as well. They didn't get any advice from international consulting firms or international organization. Then because then we haven't had experience like pandemic how to face.
Right.
Then as I mentioned, then we are main income is tourism, fisheries, exporting goods like apparel, tea, rubber, coconut. That market also then hugely downfall, because then people not buy clothes and all, because then they are not going to out.
Yes.
Then,
Correct.
they are not spend much money because then they have some barriers. Then they didn't come to inbound our country. Then fisheries industry very downgrade, and a lot of failures happen. Then because as I mentioned, it's a small economy. Then we face because then we don't have like treasury. We don't have a big foreign reserve.
Right. Understand.
Foreign reserves, because then we faced 30 years nasty war. Then and it's quick. It's finished like 2009. It's not much more time to survive the country. Now it's gradually we are settled down country. Yeah, then tourism also rebuild in that area as well. Then, because then now Trincomalee, the eastern coast is now is booming. The tourism industry. The investors are very happy to invest that area, because then the coastal is like the paradise. Actually, I think this is not the issue to develop a country, because then nowadays, then as a government chairman, then I know as experience, then many the foreign investors, Chinese, Indian, Europe, lot of people come to Sri Lanka, because in Sri Lanka, compare with Africa or other region country, then we have a good situation, because people are not violent. And the people are hospitality is very good.
Very cultural.
And hygiene is very good. The compare with Asia region, then our lifestyle and life standard is very high. Yes. Yeah, then that's the main reason people are happy to invest and settle down. The crisis is normal. Then today we are facing this problem. Then next day Singapore or India can face this thing, because then it's based on a lot of things. Then the administration issues, political issues, and experience, everything. Then it's affecting because then not only the country main problem. Then some other problem also affecting
Yes,
this
we
major
understood.
issue.
We understood.
Yes.
We understood. Your country
Yeah.
have been.
I think your major question is the how is the now Sri Lanka situation for investment?
Yeah.
It's totally good.
Yeah. It is a very nice answer. We hope that the young generation like you, the after 80, right? So
Yes.
the country have been gone for struggled for their long civil war, near about
Yes.
40 to 50 years. So after that, the country is developing now. It seems to be very nice to get the youngsters like you in the country. And I wish to get I hope the right person I'm asking the question. As a youngster, as an entrepreneur, as a political analyzer, you can say the good answer. What is the integration between Tamil and Sinhalese in Sri Lanka right now?
Well, then actually, then you think Sri Lanka, we don't have any issue Tamil and Singali.
Right.
Then I am going Tirupati every 6 months. If
Okay.
I am Singali,
Right.
then if I have any issue with Tamils, why should I go to Tirupati?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I
Hmm?
understand.
Then
Understand.
every temple we have inside the COVID.
Okay. Okay.
You've been Sri Lanka many times, no? Then you have
Yes.
experience. Then
The
every
question
temple
is
we have
based
inside.
on the mindset of the Indian people.
The mindset means the politically. The
Yes.
political people can create the problem. I think out of my job or my government position, then I need to tell. Then I think this problem created not the current
Common people.
politicians or then current the administration people. Then I think it comes from the colonial era,
Ah,
because then colonial time, then the British people promised to set up one country as the Tamil Nadu
okay.
in India, but
Ah,
it's
ah,
fake promise. It's
right.
fake promise.
Yes.
And Turkey also, then they promised Kurdistan, but it also fake promise.
So,
Then after they try to create ethnic problems in Sri Lanka as well, because then they need India better than Sri Lanka.
right.
Yeah, because then, but Sri Lanka is very small island. I think the Chennai, I think bigger than 3 times Sri Lanka. Then you can you can understand how small Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
Then
I understand.
from top to bottom, then the Jaffna to the down south of Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
the 400 kilometers.
Yeah.
Then east coast to west coast only 200 kilometers. Then
Okay.
how small country?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I
Then
understand.
I think we don't want to divide. We don't want to divide the country. Then because then Tamil and Sinhala, then we based the like the Sinhala and Tamil based as the mother language is like Sanskrit and Pali. Then
Right.
both is Indian
Right.
languages. Then some words are very similar. The Chandra is Chandra, Agni is Agni, like very similar.
Right. I
And
understand.
food culture totally similar. Then
Yeah.
then our ladies are wearing saris, Tamil wearing saris, and then weight is similar. Then very similar culture.
Right.
Then the problem is then they have some myth. Then some Western people put on their mind.
Okay. Yeah. See, I wish to take the word from the young generation like you to that is integration in India. Sorry, integration in Sri Lanka between the two communities. See, these all spread out from the might, and it is from the politicians, some bad politicians. We are not mentioning all.
See, then I mentioned I am Sinhalese.
Yeah.
If I didn't mention I am Sinhalese, can you believe I am Sinhalese or Tamil? Then how can you understand? How can you recognize I am Sinhalese or Tamil? Look
Yeah.
like similar, no?
Yes, similar. Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
You are looking like
Yeah.
Tamil
What's the
something. Yeah.
difference here? The
Yes.
mind is different.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice to get these answers. See, it's such a resource young and dynamic youths in Sri Lanka. I know very well. 4 or 5 times I visited to Sri Lanka. I know the practical ground reality, how they are integrated. The peoples are not having any discrimination in the mind. Only because of, that what you said is right. It's a colonial era. It continues, right? This all are happening. So it is very nice to get the information from the real ground reality of Sri Lanka. And we got very happy to get the news from you. So very soon I visit to Sri Lanka and meet you and get
Very
the
welcome.
all other details. We are the brothers to get the cultural and commercial relationship with our neighbor country. Not only neighbor countries.
Yes, yes. Please educate the Indian people.
Yeah.
To give their actual feedback.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
plus or minus, actual feedback. I
Yes.
think this is a big opportunity, because then it's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Then if Sri Lanka going to downfall,
Yeah.
it's totally affected from India as well.
Yes. Correct. As
Yeah.
a brother.
If India is going down,
Yeah.
it's totally affected for Sri Lanka as well. Because then we are region. We have to pace as a region.
Yeah. Right. What you said is very right.
Yeah. Then for example is the during wartime.
Yeah.
I think more than I visited the Indian Chennai Deputy High Commission office, and the Indian government managing shelter. I think more than 1 million refugees there.
Yeah. Yes.
But then Indian government is feeding them.
Oh,
I
yes.
think your country, the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Then I think more than million of rupees per day. Then you need to spend for our refugees.
Yes.
If economic crisis or whatever the bad thing happened in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan people, the good way, legal or illegal, whatever, then closest is 32 kilometers from India. Then the people will go to India. Then you have to feed them. Anyhow, it's extra problem for your head.
Correct. You are correct. It's a neighborhood country and brotherhood country. We have the relationship, very heritagely relationship with our neighbor country. So anyway, Mr. Dilunga, it is very nice to get all the information, positive information from you about Sri Lanka. And
I think you can get more information while you're visiting Sri Lanka.
Sure.
Then I think you supposed to visit the many ministers as well. Then you can get real feedback from Sri Lanka.
Yes, sure. I'm very keen to meet you all at forthcoming days, and we will get the more information and will grow. I believe God to bless us with good positive attitudes. Thank you very much, Mr. Dilunga. I will come back to you again. Thank you.